Greetings, Southeast Division. Today I have Tobin Thompson with me to reflect a little on the holidays, past and present, and the upcoming season. Tobin, we appreciate you taking some time with us and taking some time to address the team.
Well, thank you, Ted. Good to be here. Hope everybody's doing good. Merry Christmas to everyone.
Well, it's kind of time to get down to it if we can. We got a few questions that we went out to the field to get kind of about the holiday season. So the first one is, and I thought this was kind of interesting, the first one is because, you know, some of the guys out there kind of want to get to know you a little bit.
All right.
I've known you for a long time, and so we thought we would just kind of put this together. So if you could be a superhero, who would it be?
That's an interesting one. You know, and like you said, you've known me a long time, so you're well aware I have no superpowers. And I'm not sure which one of the superheroes has this, but if I could have any additional powers, it would be the ability to read minds. I think so many times, you know, the message never comes across quite right, or I don't receive it quite right.
Right.
And not just for my work life, but I'm sure my wife and kids would be very appreciative if I had superpowers where I could read minds prior to making some of the decisions I make.
Well, I know sometimes when you talk to me, there's not a lot of mind to read. You know, but,
I understand.
Anyway, that's kind of how it goes. A lot of, for the folks that don't know Tobin, so some of you might like to know that he has this affection for dogs, and we've laughed about him over the years because I think he's picked up every stray dog we've ever had on the property here. So, Tobin, if you could be any animal out there, what would you be and why?
Well, it would have to be one of my dogs.
Okay.
Is what I would wind up being. And you know, when I think about the life that these dogs live, and it's just, it's almost, gosh, it's just terrible.
Yeah, I remember our stray bulldog we had back in the shop.
I still have her. She's about 13 years old, so yeah, she's still living at the house. She's Queen Bee, so she's got a couple of partners she runs around with at the house now. But you know, they've got their little pillows they get to sleep on every night.
So you added to the whole
ranch of dogs. Every time a kid left, a dog shows up.
Oh, a dog shows up.
Yeah,
okay.
So I'm up to 3 now. And no more kids, so hopefully no more dogs. But,
there you go.
You know, they've got a pillow they sleep on every night, individual. And that's in your normal pillow. This is like the Sultan's pillow.
Oh, I got it.
They sleep on every night. So the requirement is that they get up, go outside, and do their business every morning. They get a biscuit if they do.
Oh, there you go.
All right, so they get a biscuit for breakfast, come back in, they watch a little Sports Center. You know, if the dog show's not on Sports Center, they might take a nap.
That's kind of, that sounds kind of like my comp
Well,
plan.
it is.
If I do what I'm supposed to, I get a biscuit.
That's right, a little reward.
Okay, that's a good deal.
You know, you come in, watch a little Sports Center, might take a little nap. Now their naps are a little different than ours. Their naps are 6 or 7 hours long.
Oh, okay.
They get up, eat, maybe go out and bark at a deer or chase a chipmunk around. You know, bark at the UPS guy every once in a while.
Well, that's a good thing.
And so, gosh, you know, what more could you ask for?
Let me ask you this. Well, I do have something more I could ask for. So I got a few more for you from the group. So I think this is kind of interesting. So for the folks that don't know you well, you know, what do you like to do for fun?
I've got a group that I play golf with pretty much every Saturday morning. You know, half of them are older, half of them are younger, so it's a good, pretty good diverse group. And, you know, I enjoy being with them. Wife and I love to go out to dinner. We'll go to Atlanta at least a couple of times a month and have a good dinner in Atlanta. We love going down to the beach.
Yeah.
You know, really enjoy that.
Right.
So we do that quite a bit, and that's really about it. And then trying to keep up with the kids and what they're doing.
Well, I'd say that's quite a lot, you know, because I mean everybody that we work with, including you and I, keep a pretty busy schedule. So if you can work in a little fun like that, that's always great. You know, I know that you sing often. I've heard you, and you might even want to sing a verse for the group here today. But what's your favorite holiday song?
You know, that's a tough one because they're, you know, this time of year. You know, I always like this time of year because they start playing the Christmas music on the radio, and you start getting in the spirit a little bit. I love "Do You Hear What I Hear." that's probably one of my favorite of all time, and
Yeah.
that one just seems to have a nice message to it.
It does.
It's not the jingle bell,
Yeah.
you know, all that stuff, but it a little better message to it.
That is a little bit of a message. I like that. See, you always surprise me.
Oh yeah, just full of surprises.
You are full of surprise. So, you know, I can remember as a kid that, you know, we had some great holiday memories. I was one of 3 boys. And so that waking up on Christmas morning and that whole, you know, jumping into the presents and then going out and either riding a bicycle or falling down on a skateboard or whatever happened, you know, we always had great childhood memories. So what is your favorite childhood memory, childhood or adult for that matter?
And it was probably when I was a kid, and it was funny. I had some, both my parents were from West Texas, and we were living in Memphis. And so every Christmas, right, the day we got out of school, and this probably went on for 15 years, we'd all pack up, and Dad would get off work about 5 o'clock, and we would leave at somewhere between 6, 7 o'clock in the evening and drive to just outside of El Paso, Texas. So from Memphis, that was about 24-hour drive.
That's a long drive.
The funny part was that every year, my mother, I had a great grandmother that was living, so she was, I think when we started the travel, she was probably in her late 90s. So, you know, this goes on for 15 years that, hey, we got to make the trip, we got to make the pilgrimage. This is going to be great-grandma's last Christmas.
Right.
Yeah, so that went on for 15 years, you know, this being her last Christmas.
Right.
But it was so comical because we, you know, there were 4 of us. So I had a brother and 2 sisters. And we'd load up, and I don't ever remember the exact model or make of car, but it was a 4-door sedan. So there'd be 4 kids, mom, dad, normally a dog was in the car with us, a cat. Now, we killed 2 or 3 cats. Cats don't travel real well, so there was always a different cat making the trip because they didn't make the trip.
So it was kind of like a Chevy Chase vacation, Christmas tied together?
It was unbelievable that we could, and we'd stay out there for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So, you know, I was thinking about this the other day, and my wife and I are going down to the beach for Thanksgiving. So we're going to be gone for 3 days. We got a pretty big SUV. We can't get all our stuff. It's just me and her. And we can't get all our stuff in that SUV. And we had clothes for 2 weeks. Thing was jam-packed full of people. We had the Christmas presents for everybody we were going to see out in West Texas.
Right.
And how we got all that stuff in that car, it was just amazing to me. But that's probably my memory, most memorable thing that I have about Christmas is just that every year, you know, school would let out, and you know how excited everybody was when school let out.
Right.
And Dad would get off work, and man, we'd be all packed up, and we'd hit the road.
Hit the road. Well, give us a little insight, Tobin, for the holidays about your thoughts about work-life balance and the holidays just in general.
Well,
just give us a little feedback.
We all work hard, and I always kid with folks, and I saw a bunch of drivers last week when I was doing some travels around. And,
right.
You know, as most people know, I came up through the operations side of things, and so they were asking about the new role, and you know, it's funny. As many different jobs as I've had, you have also. You know, I haven't found one yet that's easy.
Nope.
And they all are very, very difficult. We all work very, very hard, but we've got to find that time to shut down.
Yeah.
And you know, it always amazes me that, you know, I'll send a message out, and I usually catch up on email Saturday morning. Everybody's still asleep when I get up, so Saturday morning I'll get up and I'll clean up, and then Sunday morning I'll clean up a little bit. And I get these messages back all through the day on Saturday and Sunday.
Right.
And I'm just amazed that folks aren't able to shut those devices down, because I'll be honest with you, hey, on the weekends, after Saturday morning and I'll get cleaned up, I don't see my cell phone much until probably Monday morning.
Well, we've got a dedicated group of employees,
it's
that
unbelievable.
work incredibly hard. And I would agree with you. Like you, I would like to see us all discipline ourselves a little bit better in some zones. I call it zones, to either turn it on, turn it off, turn it on, turn it off. And but that's a good message. Well, I think for everyone.
And I hope the folks do understand that that's not an expectation.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just trying to get cleaned up, and I don't expect anybody to give me a response back over the weekend.
Right.
Monday always works. You know, we're in an important business, but I can't ever remember an email I've sent or received where somebody's life was in the balance.
No.
And it's just never that important. And you just have to learn to shut it off and spend time with your family, spend time with your friends. You know, we work so we can enjoy the time off.
I agree.
And if you're not taking time off, then work becomes less meaningful. So
I agree.
You know, maybe some folks, you know, live to work.
Yeah.
That ain't me.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I think that's just a great message for everyone during the holiday season. Let's take some time to spend with our family and our friends, and really cue into them.
Oh, man.
I think that's incredibly important.
Well, I can tell you the audience that you know, we're speaking to today has earned it.
That sure have.
And that they have earned it. I mean, we look back on our results from Q1, Q2. They've been phenomenal. You know,
earnings release
coming out Wednesday, and hopefully we'll have some good news. We'll have a quarterly letter coming out here shortly, kind of talking about our earnings and what we've done from a division level. But the effort out there and the work that people do day in, day out, I love seeing the closes. I bet I've had 15 this week.
Yeah. It's been a good week.
Just outstanding closes.
In December?
Oh, I know. Where you typically think people are shutting down and getting ready for the holidays, we're out there, you know, laying the business.
Making it happen. That's right. Well, Tobin, I think we probably ought to leave. You know, this has been a great discussion, and I hope the entire division has kind of get a little insight into Tobin and kind of what's going on in our world. But I think we need to leave everyone with one great holiday message here during the holidays.
Now, what's that message, Ted?
I think that message is, hey, Ralphie, don't shoot your eye out.